Today I'm going to show you how to care for your stackable Splendide washer and dryer for your RV.
Hello and welcome back. If it's your first time here, I'm Scott.
And I'm Allison.
And we are
Jarhead and Ginger's Journey.
We're full-time RVers. We do destination videos, tips and tricks, and all things RV. That sounds like something you'd like. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and come along on our journeys.
If you don't have the Splendide washer and dryer yet, and you need it installed, we do have an installation video where Scott walked you through the installation process, including putting the hole in the side of the RV. So that's an entertaining one. That was scary, but it worked out. And I am loving my Splendide stackable washer and dryer. I would like to show you first how to use the washer and dryer, and then I'm going to show you the in-depth cleaning and the clean cycle. You'll see that my washer is plugged in out here. It came loose from the fittings in the back, so we just have it this way until we can get back there, because it is hard to get in there and get that plug back in. So right now we're going to start with the washer. This is your soap dispenser. This is where the fabric softener, the bleach, and the detergent goes. It has this little line on here that shows you how much to put in. I always put it to the lowest line. I put the HE detergent. I use all free and clear or an organic brand, and I use a minimal amount of soap, especially for light loads. This is your control panel. This is the knobs to select the different fabric cycles. In the owner's manual, it does explain which cycles work best for which types of materials. I'm going to turn the washer on. This is the power button. That's this happy little wake up button. This is the pre-wash button. This is the play and the pause. If you need to start the washer, you'll push this and hold it down for 2 seconds. If you need to pause it to change the load cycle or anything else, just push the pause button. Now you can see here that says 1 hour and 34 minutes. That's your time. This is your temperature. That's all the way up to hot. This is cold. Here's your slow to your fast speed. This sets your temperature. This sets your spin speed. This is if you want to do a delay start. This is for the super wash cycle and the post cycle care, which is supposed to prevent wrinkles. I've never used that. And of course, extra rinse. My preferred method, or my preferred cycle in here, is either the permanent press cycle, and that says 59 minutes, but it actually takes a few minutes more. For the spin cycle, the final minute takes like 5 minutes maybe sometimes. And another one that I use often is quick wash. Quick wash is only 30 minutes, and that saves you water. If you have delicates, that cycle's over here. And let me just go ahead and walk you through what's recommended for the cycles. This lightly soiled cycle is for just what it says, items that are lightly soiled, and it is also what you use to winterize it. Now we do not winterize ours because we do live in it full time, even in the winter. So we haven't had to worry about that yet. If you need to change a cycle while the washer is running, like if you left your cell phone or your keys in your pocket and remembered it, you will hit the start pause button, then select the desired cycle and press and hold the start button again. So I didn't want it on lightly soiled, I want it on permanent press. I just turn it to there and hit the button again for 2 seconds to start the machine. At the end of the wash cycle, you'll see end on the display. You'll see that at the end of the cleaning cycle as well. And the lock symbol will switch off, and then you can open the door and unload the laundry and switch off the machine. If you don't press the on-off button, the washing machine will shut off about after 15 minutes. You have to be careful about the amount of laundry that you place into a load. You want to make sure that you're not over 6 pounds. I think it's 6.6 pounds. I always run it when it's just over half full, and you know what? It says, it recommends that you wash things like towels together, jeans together. I just usually throw it all in there. It's just the two of us, so we use the washer actually as our dirty clothes. So we just throw it in there, and when it looks like it's getting full, I will just go ahead and start it. That is not recommended by the manufacturer, but that is our way of doing laundry. Next, I'm going to show you how to clean your Splendide washer and dryer. First, let's talk about the exterior. You just want to simply use a warm, wet, soapy washcloth and just wipe the exterior. You want to get up on top to clean off any dust up there. You have to use a step stool or a ladder if you're like me, and just simply wipe down the whole exterior, including the glass. Do not use any glass cleaners or abrasives or abrasive cloths that will damage the finish. So you just want to use a soapy washcloth followed by a rinse cloth and even a dry if you feel it's necessary. Again, no abrasives or strong chemicals. Next, I'm going to show you how to use the clean cycle. Turn it on. You'll see that it shows CL. That means it is time to clean it. Splendide recommends that you clean your washer every 30 cycles, and that's when this light will come on, about every 30 cycles. Splendide recommends that you use chlorine bleach, not the splashless kind or the thickened one, because those have detergents and those will destroy your washer during the clean cycle. I'm just going to use vinegar because I prefer using vinegar to bleach in my household. Here's my dirty little secret. Look at that. See that mildew or mold growing in there? I usually clean this out every time I clean the washer, but I let it get dirty just so you can see what happens when you don't clean. You can see that there's a nasty gray buildup. So you're going to want to put your vinegar in these two, fill them up, and also I'm going to use that vinegar and a towel and just wipe up all of the bad spots there, the moldy spots, and get that clean. So let me get that started. You're going to pour the vinegar. It says into these spots. I'm just going to put it in all 3 containers. Just, I want mine to be squeaky clean, and that's what I always do anyhow. So fill all 3 portions with vinegar, and then you can dip your cloth or paper towel if you prefer in and scrub it. And these also come out for cleaning. I'm just doing a pre-clean here, and after the cleaning cycle I'm going to show you how to do the deep clean. But basically just want to wipe down all the spots that you can see. I usually have a small brush here or my husband's toothbrush to wipe up all the spots that aren't coming off just with the cloth, but I'll do that in the deep clean portion. So you have the liquid in. You're going to close the door. Also, before you use the clean cycle, you're going to want to take a washcloth, and you should do this after every few loads, every few days. And I haven't done it just to show you how gunky it can get, and you'd be thankful that this is not smell-o-vision because it has started to get a little bit stinky. But you'll just want to take and gently wipe around the whole seal. Look at that. And that's just from not cleaning it for a month. You want to make sure that you clean over those holes good and go all the way up and around. And you'll do this again after the clean cycle for anything that has gotten knocked loose. So we're going to go ahead and shut the door. This little symbol right here is your clean cycle. You're going to want to turn it to clean. So this little notch says clean. Your time will show 1 hour, and you want to just hit the start button, this little play right here, 2 seconds, 1001, 1002, and that little beep will let you know that it has started to clean. So we'll see you back here in an hour. This is a good time to go ahead and wipe down that outside if you'd like to do so now. You're supposed to be able to remove the detergent dispenser by pulling on this. I can only get it to come partially out, and I do not want to break it, so I found that you can just remove these and just clean in those areas, take them out and clean them. I'm going to take them out and give them a good scrubbing, starting with this one. Next, I'm going to wipe inside of this compartment and use the scrub brush or scrubby to get all the little parts that I can't just get with the washcloth. That only took about 2 minutes to clean the tray. Now I'm going to replace the fabric softener thing, the bleach container. I think I have to do that in a different order. Yep. Oh, I missed a spot. This part goes in this section if you're using liquid soap, and there's another location if you're using powdered soap, but I don't know where that is because I only use the liquid. You can also take a washcloth and remember to go back around and clean this seal really well. And you can clean the inside of your tub with a wet washcloth. And the door, remember, no cleaners or harsh abrasives. As for cleaning the dryer, you just make sure that between every load you clean this lint filter, and you can vacuum it. You can also clean this using warm soapy water and rinsing, but I just use the vacuum cleaner. One more thing you can do to keep your vent clean is to use this is a crevice tool from a vacuum cleaner. Just vacuum. You'll have your vacuum hose attached, of course, but just vacuum down in here to get any extra lint that may have fallen out. Periodically, you'll want to go outside and check the lint guard. Inspect your seals to make sure that they're still in place, not worn. And you can wipe the inside of the dryer with a wet washcloth. I've been told that fabric softener sheets do not do well in here, that you would want to only use fabric softener in the washer, and vinegar in the fabric softener cup would be the preferred method to soften your clothes and keep your washer and dryer nice and clean. Be sure to always leave the door open for at least a day. I leave mine like this if I'm not going to be using it for a few days, but I never store my washer and dryer completely closed. This is how you clean the water filter and drain residual water. I've got my hubby here. You can see this top of Jarhead's head, and he's going to show us how to take off the bottom door. Go ahead, baby.
Not really the door, but this little section right here is what we're trying to get at, because there's the filter in here. So all you really need to do is grab here, and then it tells you to go in with your screwdriver. So as you pull, you can tell where to go in with your screwdriver. It's pretty easy to see wherever the plastic doesn't want to come away like this with the gap here. You just poke your screwdriver in there and it dangles down. Now you got those 3 at the bottom that you can see that actually the plastic clip goes through. If you just take your screwdriver underneath of those and pop it up, easier said than done apparently. There you go. There, 2 of them came out that time, and there you go. That'll come right out of there. Now what you're probably going to want to do is get you something to catch any water that may come out of here. So we'll be right back with that. All right, now we've got the container here. It says we're supposed to spin this filter and let the water drain out, but not to pull the filter out, just in case you have to reinsert the filter. I hope there's not this much water in there, but let's see what happens.
It's going everywhere.
This is going to be take 2 on the draining of this plug for us. So we figured out that if you just drain it, it's going to come here, and it's going to go around this bracket, and it's going to come out back here where you can't really get anything to it. So my fix is one of these flexible cutting boards, and we're going to drain down into this this wide pan. But the way we're going to do it here is I'm gonna kind of stick it under here a little ways and lift this edge up, and then we're gonna have to hold this edge also once we get it start to drain out of here. So let's go and move this to get the drain started. And now you can see it kind of water falling down. That's what you want. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it just trickling just so it doesn't get away from me and end up all over the place. And we'll see how long it takes to drain, how much water we get out of it, guys. In addition to the flexible cutting board that we have, we also ended up stuffing a towel under there just to get it to tighten up a little bit against this thing. This is one of the worst designs I've seen, guys. This is not an easy thing to do. And you can see, maybe you can see there a little bit, there's a little bit of water left down there, but the towel, you know, caught most of it, hopefully. It's a little bit wet down here, but none of the carpet is, none of the carpet got wet here or anything like that. So I think we're good to go. The next thing it says to do is to go ahead and pull the filter all the way out. So it's all the way loose. Let's just see what happens when we pull it out here. Yeah, little gunky there. Not too bad. I think the actual, is there an actual filter in here? No. Yeah, so let's probably get in there with something and clean it out. It feels pretty clean in there, actually, which kind of makes sense. It's really only soapy water and whatever dirty dirt is on your clothing at the time that you wash it. So you can see there's your little plug, and in the back there it feels like there's a propeller, so that's probably how it pushes the water up and out or whatever whenever it drains. So that's it. We'll go ahead and clean this up a little bit and we'll put it back in.
The directions say to have the container and that you might have to actually dump it out and start again, but you can see we have just about that much water in there. How much would you say that is? Maybe a cup of water?
It's probably 2 or 3.
2 or 3 cups of water, and that's it. So now I'm going to take this into the bathroom and rinse it off. Ooh, it's kind of slimy. I don't want to touch it. And then he's going to put it back in there.
Now that she's got it rinsed, I'll go ahead and install it. It just goes in there and it screws right in. Now the instructions say that you're supposed to do this every 6 months, and when you're screwing it back in, this handle should be in the vertical position, not horizontal. So it's tight in there again, and it's in the vertical position. We know we're good to go.
It also says that you can test for water fastness by pouring some water into the detergent portal and making sure it doesn't leak out. We are not sponsored by Splendide. We could be, though. Just remember, this is my advice. It's not professional advice, so don't blame me if you do something wrong. If you have any suggestions or tips that would help other RVers with the Splendide laundry, go ahead and leave them in the comments.
That's right. And if you're still here, thanks for sticking around to the end. We'll see you next time on
Jarhead and Ginger's Journey. Bye.
Bye, guys.